Good afternoon folks, Julien Masson here. I teach self-protection in Manchester. Today's topic will be related to self-protection and the 4 different modes of communication relevant in observational skills related to situational awareness. The first mode of communication that I want to talk about is what I call distant visual communication. It is your first intel, it is the first thing that you're going to see when you see somebody approaching from far away. What you will see is their body language, the energy that they emanate, and what they are wearing, which means which clothes they are wearing. This will already give you a considerable amount of information on who they are, what type of person they are, what characteristic they have, and what mentality they have. The way they move will tell you how confident they are, and the way they dress will already give you some information on what type of mentality they have. There are different types of body language out there: confident, non-confident, overconfident, you name it, psychopathic. All different types of body language out there. The energy that people emanate is also something that you can sense. Every human being is born with this ability. Even if the person doesn't make eye contact, even if the person is not looking at you directly, you usually know when you are in the person's mind. You can feel it, you can sense it. The second mode of communication that I would like to talk about is what I call close visual communication. It is the eye contact and the facial expression, 2 things that will give you a lot of information. The eye contact is very important because it portrays the person's mental and emotional state at the moment, and it will portray the person's intention. Is the person making eye contact at all? If the person is making eye contact, what are the eyes saying? Are the eyes angry, sad, happy? Is the person smiling? Is the person giving you a hard stare? Is the person confident in making eye contact or not? Some people are not confident making eye contact, so they don't. Also, some things to look for are the color of the person's face. If the person is overly white, it could mean something. If the person is red, if you can see some redness on the person's face, it could also mean something else. It could be anxiety, it could be fear, it could be a discomfort, it could be anything. So with these 2 modes of communication, you were already able to gather some information about the person. The person's characteristic, is the person confident, the person's body language, and the eye contact, which says a lot. So it is very important to train yourself to gather as many information as possible about the person before the person gets in your personal space, before the person gets closer to you. So remember folks, there is a fine line between being paranoid and being aware of your environment. The goal is to be aware of what's happening around you. Remember that the priority is always avoid and escape. See first and prevent. Don't be there in the first place. Third mode of communication is verbal communication. It is the mode of communication that most people are used to. It is a use of words. The use of words therefore is very important and will give you a lot of intel on the person's intention. Are you being insulted, for example? That will already give you a lot of information. The tone of voice, the pace of speech, the spacing between words, and hard breathing maybe, which are all things that will give you some information about the person's intention. The 4th mode of communication is physical communication, when verbal communication is no longer possible or no longer needed. So when people get to their hands, when people start fighting, it is still a mode of communication. They are still communicating with each other in a very harsh and primitive way, but they are still communicating. It is still communication. It is a communication through physical gesture, being violent or non-violent. For example, fighting is the physical expression of the words, "fuck you, I don't agree with you," and I'm showing it to you, I'm demonstrating that to you, as opposed to lovemaking, which is the physical expression of the words, "I love you," and I'm showing it to you. Now, if you spotted an anomaly in the person's behavior, if you have any reason to believe that the person is about to become violent towards you, if you can feel harmful intent coming from that person is coming towards you, now you will apply the game plan. The game plan in Combatives is as such: always do your best to avoid an escape. Develop good observational skills, good situational awareness in order to spot the pre-threat clue before anything happens to you, which is the best form of self-protection. Do not be there, If you cannot avoid an escape, you're going to try and talk it down using reverse psychology or any other means necessary in order to de-escalate the situation. If you cannot de-escalate the situation, you are going to strike first and be preemptive about it, and you're going to attach the target and continue your assault with forward pressure until the threat is neutralized. Be ready to crush his ankle or crush his knee just in case he's reaching for a weapon or in case he's got any mates with him. Next, it will be scanning your environment for further threats and get gone as fast as possible and in the best conditions. Okay folks, that's all for today. I hope you liked it, and I will see you later, guys. Bye bye.